Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya, if this is your very first time here. Today we are going to be doing a date night makeup look. I did give some tips or some tricks or some stuff that I like to do when I am going on a date. We also, once we get to the base, gonna talk a little dating, because y'all know I'm in the dating pool. I wish I wasn't, but it's out of my control. Lord. Regardless, we're gonna talk a little tea today as far as dating is concerned as well. So before we hop into it, please make sure that you have hit subscribe below if you have not yet, so that you are updated when new videos come out. Also make sure you hit that notification bell as well, so that you are updated when new videos go up. All right babes, let's hop into this tutorial in this tea. All right babes, so we're gonna be doing this quick, simple, and easy date night makeup look, and probably also talk a little dating a little bit in the meantime, because y'all know I'm out in the dating scene. Me and the Lord are having a debate about that right now, but it's fun. Yeah, so we're gonna do this easy, simple date night makeup look that I think is perfect for any type of date night. Depending on what the plan is for the night or for the day, you can make some slight changes, which I'll mention, but I feel like it's very simple, easy, and to the point. You wanna look a little extra, but you don't wanna do it too much, you know? My brows are already done. Sorry to my babes who like to watch me do my brows. That wasn't happening today. I'm gonna take my concealer, and this is my Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer, and this is in 70 NY. And I'm gonna just go ahead and put this on the eye and prime it. And for those of you who have confusion on whether or not your sponge needs to be wet in certain times, right now, when I blend this out, I don't care if my sponge is wet. When I'm blending out my face, it needs to be wet, but this right now, this one is like not wet at all. And I'm gonna put a little bit of my P. Louise base on top of this, just because I'm going in with some lighter colors in the crease and I really want it to pop. So of course you can also use a light concealer for this versus doing these two steps that I just did, you know sis, you know, that's unnecessary, but to each their own. But I just wanted to go on top of that with the lighter color, just because I like to still have that brown shade to go like blend from my brows and also like into my nose area, and then go in with the light on top, just to help with blendability and make sure that I'm not looking white around the shadow. So the palette we are using today is the Wild Nothing palette from Colourpop. This is one of their new palettes that they just came out with, I believe a couple weeks ago. So with a blending brush, I am gonna dip into the shade No Bounds, and I'm actually gonna mix this with Come Together, which is right next to it, because I don't want this to be a really deep crease. And y'all know me, we gonna pat it in and blend it out. So I'm gonna pat it where I want it to be, kind of bring it kind of over my lid area, and then I'm gonna start to kind of pull it out, because this blending brush that I'm using, I don't know why I'm using it. It's kind of like a flatter blending brush, kind of, instead of like circular. So I'm kind of just using it to push it outwards to blend. And I feel like that's a great alternative for my ladies who have problems blending, is to take a brush that kind of has a more flatter end, or kind of like a, rather than being round, if that makes sense, just to push it like out, versus going in circular motions, which works as well, but I just feel like it's a good alternative. And that's our crease. I didn't want it to be too deep, because I feel like if it's date night, you know, you out with your boo, you don't want it to be like super deep, especially if we talking first date, sis. You don't want to come too hard on the first date. I mean, first of all, this is my opinion, okay sis, so do you, my love. If you want to go in hard with the crease color and stuff, it's perfectly fine, but my opinion is that maybe pull it back a little bit first date, because you want them to see your true self, your true beauty, you know, and it's hard to see that past really dark eyeshadows. So that's why I wanted to mix those two, because I really want it to be kind of a washed out look versus really dark. I'm gonna take a flat eyeshadow brush, and the next color I'm going into is Top Down. I'm gonna mix that with Vagabond here in the corner too, because I don't want it to be too light. And I'm pressing this on my lid area. So we low-key going for like a blended matte cut crease. And I feel like that's like the perfect like soft look for date night. And I'm pressing this, and then like where it's meeting that darker shade, I'm using like really light strokes to blend it. And y'all know how I do. Once the product is kind of like leaving the brush, I will turn it like on the side and start to kind of help to blend the shades together. And then you also want to blend it into the inner parts right here to make sure we don't have any lines of demarcation, sis, because that ain't cute. We already have established that. And we gonna get to the dating tea, sis. I can't really talk for real. when I'm doing eyes. So just give me a minute to finish the eyes. I mean, we're almost done. We only have one more step. 3. But you know what I mean. So from there, I'll go ahead in with this clean blending brush, and this is a Morphe M412 brush, and go around the edges of the darker color to make sure it's blended, as well as around the lighter color, just to make sure that everything is cool, no lines of demarcation. Now, let it be known that we can keep it like this. It's very matte, it's pretty. This is good enough to, you know, throw a wing on and you're good to go. But you ain't met me yesterday, so y'all know I'm about to, well, the other eye is giving it away, but we gotta just go in with just a smidget more, sis. Just a little bit. Let's knock him off his socks, sis. You know, this is safe. Let's knock him off the socks. So we are gonna go into Spirited, and that's right here. And I'm actually gonna take my finger, and it's like a reflective type of silverish, goldish color. And I'm gonna take my finger and tap into that shade and start to press it over the lighter area of the eye. And I feel like that's an easy way, because you don't want to swipe this, because then it's going to take away that matte underneath. We kind of did that as kind of a primer, or just an area to put this so it's lighter underneath, instead of like going in with a lighter concealer. So I'm using my finger, and I'm not trying to flick y'all off. Please don't. I'm a decent Christian woman. I would never do that. But this, I apply it way better with my middle finger. I'm just pressing this on the eyelid, everywhere where I put that lighter matte shade. And I'm also mixing it a little bit with Seashells, which is like a green shade, shimmer shade, just for a little interest, you know, better than just a regular like shimmer, gold shimmer, just to add a little color to this. And you definitely want to do this looking down into a mirror as well, so that you can really like get in there. And I'm gonna go back into my blending brush and just make sure that it's not going in directions and places where I don't want it to go. I want it to stay right there on that lid area, not get up in my crease, not get up all up here. I need to just stay, stay there, please. So I'm gonna go ahead in with a liner. Oh. Here's a fun fact. It's 9:30 p.m. So if anything crazy happens while I'm filming this, guys, that's why. Yeah, I should have filmed this a lot earlier today, but you know, it just didn't go that way, unfortunately. And my friends dragged me out. They didn't drag me, but they were doing fun things and I didn't want to miss the fun. So I went and hung out with my friends today, and I was going to film earlier, so I'm kind of stuck filming late at night. So if anything out of the ordinary happens, it's because it's late. And sis is tired. Anyway, I'm gonna take my liner, and this is my Maybelline Master Precise All Day Matte Liquid Liner. And I'm going to slowly line like right along the lash line, like a very tight line. You might wanna get real close to your mirror when you're doing this. I'm creating a small wing, but I don't want it to be really, really thick along the lash line. I want the lash line to be pretty thin, because I still want my eyes to look pretty open. I just want it to wing out on the end. And then I'm gonna go ahead in with a small wing. And yes, to me, this is a small wing. I don't judge you, don't judge me. Then I'm going to pop a little bit into some mascara, and the mascara, where is it? The mascara I'm gonna use is the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes Mascara. And I'm gonna take the end that's a little thinner. Doesn't really matter. And then I'm gonna pop on my lashes. I wanted to keep my lashes nice and thin and more natural neutral today. So I'm going into Tati Lashes, and this is in TL21. And these lashes kind of flare out on the end. If you can see, they're short on one end and then they flare out on the other end. They're longer, because when I go out on a date, I want the person I'm with to be able to still see my eyes. I don't want to cover it up too much with the, you know, more dramatic lashes. Y'all know I love my dramatic lashes, but since this is specifically for dates, especially like a first date, I want to make sure that this man can see my eyes, honey, because they popping. So you want them to see your makeup as well as your eyes actually. So don't cover them up too much with too strong of a lash. Let's get one that gets the job done. All right, so for face, I really want to go into a illuminating primer. I always like to go into illuminating primer if I'm doing like a date night, just because I feel like the illuminating primer helps your skin to glow from within underneath your foundation. I'm gonna go into my Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer, and this is in the illuminating, obviously. And y'all, I really don't want to take my earrings off, so I'm gonna try to do my face with my earrings on. Woo, it's excuse me if it turns into a struggle, but I literally cannot find any of my studs right now, and it's too late to try. I'm gonna go into my Pretty Fresh foundation from Colourpop. This is in Deep Dark 185 Warm. Okay, y'all, so I said I was gonna give y'all a little tea about my dating situation. I did tell you guys on my Q&A that I had met somebody and we were talking and stuff. We're not talking anymore. Really great guy. He was really cool. We're friends now, but you know, it just didn't work out in that way. Y'all, let me tell you something about dating, okay? You don't have to settle. Some people will take that wrong because it doesn't mean that the person that you're with, that you're deciding not to settle with, is a bad person. Like, that doesn't mean that they are like this horrible person, or they just not the person for you, sis. You know, we all have like things that we feel like we need in a partner or in a person when we are trying to, you know, find someone to spend our lives with. Or I date with a purpose, so that's what I'm looking for, is somebody to spend my life with. I'm not looking to just be like sitting on your couch watching Netflix or be your company because you bored. Not what I want. I want to be a wife. I want to get married. You know, I'm out here looking for my king, or allowing myself to be available for my king to find me. Let's say that. You heard me, Lord. See, I corrected myself. Anyway, I just feel like you do not have to settle. And if there are major things that you feel like you need in a person, in a man, in whoever your partner, you're choosing your partner to be, don't settle for that. Them major things that you feel like you need, don't allow somebody to make you feel like you asking for too much, or that's why you still single, or you ain't found nobody. This is what I've had people tell me. That's not true. There's one thing to be nitpicky, like, oh, he's not 5 to 7 feet taller than me. Oh, I make 6 figures, but he don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's more superficial, you know? I feel like it's more about like those really pressing non-negotiables, sis, that just are, like I said, non-negotiables. And really quick, while I'm blabbing off at the mouth, this foundation is a more of a medium coverage foundation. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's not like super full coverage. And that's what I like when I'm doing date nights or stuff like that. I don't want to look so much different from myself if we're talking about first dates or first getting with somebody. I like to still look like me, so I don't like to change it up too much. Like I said before, personal opinion, so that does not mean you ain't gotta spackle it on, sis. Spackle it on all you want, and if he don't like it, then he ain't the one. But I personally like to still look like myself. That's why I don't want to go in with something that's super full coverage. And that brings me to concealer. So I'm not even gonna go into something that's super light today. I'm gonna use my Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, and this is in Chestnut. And even though this is full coverage, the color is not super light. And guys, I noticed that I do shake a lot in my videos, so if you notice that happening, I have a shaking problem. I get it from my dad. It's not even that I'm nervous. A lot of people have it because they're nervous. I just shake and I don't even know it. And I notice I do it in my videos from rewatching my videos. So if y'all ever notice that, just keep watching. Nothing's happening. It's fine. But yes, sis, like I was saying, don't allow anybody to make you feel like you are just asking for too much or doing too much just because they feel like they should be the person that's good enough for you, or that you're asking for so much that's why you never gonna find nobody. No, especially if you're a praying woman and you know what God has promised you, sis. That's a lie from the devil. Don't let nobody make you feel like you and what you want and what you've prayed for is too much, or that you will never find what it is that God has promised you. You will find it. You just stick in there, okay? Don't let these dudes rush you. I'm just saying. And I just realized that I don't have a wet sponge to blend out my face. So just give me a moment. Okay, so the sponge I got is from Nabla, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out my concealer. So yeah, I say all that to say that I am still in the market. And that's totally fine with me. I feel like God has been giving me confirmation that he kind of wants me to really be focused on my business, my YouTube, my Instagram, just my platform right now, and my business with my course and all of that. And by the way, today is the last day to enroll in a course. So if you're interested, go ahead and lock your place in, because enrollment closes tonight. Class starts tomorrow. And that's only if you're watching this the day that I post this video. If it's any time past that, sis, it's over. I might be doing it one more time this year. So info is in the description box. But yeah, I feel like God has been really letting me know that right now is the time for me to focus. So it's not that I'm not dating, I am. If the opportunity presents itself, I'm kind of gonna stop looking. Like I usually am on, like, you know, the sites online. But yeah, that's getting exhausting. And it's getting to the point where I just keep having bad experience after bad experience after bad experience. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop looking, still make myself available, but stop looking. The concealer I'm about to use is my Fit Me concealer in Coffee, and I don't want to go in too much with this either. Y'all know I'm not necessarily going for natural, but I'm going for, I just don't want any contour to be too deep. I don't want my highlight to be too light, but I still want a made up look. But yeah, especially if I'm dating somebody and they're kind of like giving me the same issues I had before in a previous relationship that I already got away from. Sir, you're not about to convince me that you are the man for me. You not. It's not happening. Sometimes the devil will repackage something in a different package to where you won't even know. And that doesn't mean that person is the devil. That means that it's just not for you. There's a sister out there who needs this man, and you hold him up. If he ain't for you, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I am patiently waiting for the Lord to put me and my husband in the path where we meet and come together. I know that it's gonna happen. He has given me that promise. So that is not something I'm worried about. I do get lonely though, I'm not gonna lie. Especially since coming out of being in a relationship for 3.5 years, you get used to having someone there, you know? You get used to it. I also want what God has for me versus what I want for myself. And I'm not willing to rush it just because I feel like I'm ready. God knows when I'm gonna be ready. He knows when my man is gonna be ready, and the man that he knows that he wants me to be with when he's ready. Cause I mean, he might not be ready yet. I can say I'm ready all day. And the man might not be ready, or I could say I'm ready all day and I'm not actually ready. So, which I think I am, but who am I to say? Okay, so you guys see how we're not super bright. We're still, our complexion, you see the highlighted and contoured areas, but not for real. That's date night. To me. I'm gonna take my Mented powder. This is in light tan, and I'm gonna use this to, oh, things are happening, y'all. Things are happening. I'm gonna use this to set the face. I love how this brush, Jesus. I love how this sponge has like this flat end. I always love it for like my nose area when I'm like putting powder down my nose. I don't know, it's like satisfying to me. And for those wondering, I do have some more colorful looks coming for you guys. But I have been enjoying giving you guys, I'm dropping stuff. I'm sleepy. Anyway, I have been enjoying giving you guys more wearable looks, or things that are more easier to achieve, or things that you're more likely to wear out and stuff like that. So I've kind of been on that tip lately, but I do got some more color coming for you guys very soon. And y'all know I take my big fluffy brush into my powder. But you know I'm out of skin tone powder, so I'm using just my Mented powder or any kind of translucent powder to just dust all over and make sure that we are nice and set and matte everywhere. I feel like with the eyes, I think I forgot to mention, like, as far as how you can change it up to make it more lighter or more like dramatic. I feel like it's all about the color combination, you know? Had you have like a deep brown shade, or even the shade that's there in the Wild Nothing palette, and you just use No Bounds right here, then this crease would have been a lot deeper. And then we're talking, you know, late night, date night, you know? Or even just not even adding like the shimmer shade on the lid. Makes it a little more casual versus more fancy dinner like. Maybe if we left it matte, it's more walk in the park. Like, you know, like you can make small changes to what I just did to fit your own occasion, your own date nights, your own like vibe. But you know, I feel like in general, it's a good blueprint. I'm gonna go ahead into the under eye, and the first thing I'm going back into is No Bounds and putting that on the lower lash line. I'm gonna take another eyeshadow brush just to kind of blend that out, make it not as harsh. Y'all know I love a nude liner to soften up the look, which I feel like this is another thing that can be exchanged for like a deeper liner or something else depending on the event, but I'm going for more of a like date night, we're going to dinner type of feel. And I'm gonna hop back into the Huda Beauty mascara to define my bottom lashes. So I do feel like blush is nice and flirty when you are going, you know, for date nights or whatever. So I'm gonna dip into this blush, and this is from the Colourpop Wild Nothing collection, and this is in On the Horizon. And it's like a muted pink shade. So we're not gonna go too crazy because it is pink. But I do want to have like that flirty, like soft, flirty, like feminine look. And for highlight, I'm gonna go into this OFRA Shimmer Loose Powder in Bronze. You guys know I used to rock with the Shayla by Colourpop Loose Powder in Pose. They no longer sell this, but look at this. Very comparable. So if you used to like when I used to use this, which they don't sell no more, so we're gonna put it to the side, but get you some of this. I don't even think this is supposed to be used as a highlighter. But it works perfectly as a highlighter. And sis, let's just acknowledge, I mean, what else do you need? But I always love loose highlighters. I feel like they're a lot more like reflective than powder highlighters or like pressed powder. And if we're doing date night, sis, I feel like we definitely don't want to go too crazy with the highlighter, and that, again, is my opinion. But if I'm going on a date, you know, I want to illuminate with my highlighter, but I don't want it to be completely blinding. Highlighter brush, highlighter brush, highlighter brush, highlighter brush. Maya, come on. I know it's late, girl. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I want that shimmer to be there, but I don't want this to be too much. And I'm using this bigger brush, not only because I can't find my other one. That's not the only reason. But I feel like it's good when you kind of want to add the shimmer to the skin, but you want it to be more blended out. Kind of just that natural glow from within type of look versus you just slap some highlighter on your cheek. Sometimes a bigger brush is good with that, but you got to practice this because it takes some placement practice. We can't forget our inner tear duct. I feel like that just boosts the look in so many ways. So we gotta boost it. All right, so now the question is what are we gonna do about the lips? Lips. What we gonna do? Oh my God. Y'all just not gonna tell me that I didn't bronze? See, this is what I'm talking about. It's 10 p.m. This is exactly what I meant earlier. How about miss bronzing? Like, what, Maya? Okay, I'm gonna go into my Nabla Skin Bronzing in Profile. I did use these in a video a few, 4 or 5 videos back. And I like to do my bronzing before I go into highlighter and blush and all that, but you know, it's 10 p.m. I definitely wouldn't contour if I'm going on a date. I would go definitely reach for my bronzer versus a contour powder or contour anything, just to keep the skin more sun-kissed and more like natural. Come on, earring. Girl, I know. Just move. Scoot over. Cause I was looking at my face, y'all, and I'm like, what are we missing? Something's wrong. And lo and behold, that's what was wrong. I think we're looking very cute, low-key, natural, neutral, but sun-kissed and beat for the date, you know. I'm here for it. So, of course, for the date night, you know, girl, depending on your situation, the lips will be what you need them to be. But I kind of want to go red today. How y'all feel about that? Or pink. Oh, or pink. Wait a minute. What about some Flamingo Acid from Fenty? I feel like that's gonna be cute, like with the crease color. Let's try this. Oh, that's cute. I feel like I would more want to go with this though if I didn't or wasn't doing the most with the eyes. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Takes it off. I tried, guys. I tried. I'm trying to think though, what color would be cute with this, you know? I feel like the best thing to do is like a gloss, only because I feel like color is kind of like, you know, let's say you want to, you know, lean in for a little kiss or something throughout the night, you know? I feel like color is like a deterrent of getting a kiss on a date, and not necessarily for us, but more for them. Like, she got all that on her lips, I ain't about to kiss her, and says we need a kiss. Of course, if we're feeling it. But, you know, you get my drift. Date night lips. I don't want to just do a gloss. Y'all know I will get real boring and just do a gloss. I will, sis. But you know what, sis? We ain't gonna think about what they want tonight. We gonna think about what we want. And we gonna go red. And this one is the Maybelline 382 red for me. It's a matte red from Maybelline. And I feel like this is interchangeable with like a gloss or like a brown like lippy. I don't know, I just really want to change into a brown lippy instead. I don't know, sis, I don't know. Okay, so I decided against the red. I think I'm gonna go into the Cupid's Arrows by Nabla. The first one is in the color Arrow number 2, and I'm gonna put that as a liner. Then I'm gonna go into Arrow number 1 in the middle to create an ombre effect. Now that way we have a new lip that kind of matches our eye color, and I feel like this would be super cute with a gloss. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop a gloss on top of this as well. Now let it be known, I do feel like a deeper or a lot of lip product when you are doing date night is unnecessary. I feel like just a gloss or like a solid color would be cool, but I feel like this is like classic chocolate girl lip, you know? Perfect for date night. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all my cute little outfit or whatever that I think is like the perfect date night outfit. Something a little casual but still like, sis, we're doing it. All right, so really quick, this is the outfit that I chose for this particular look. I like the wrap top and the cutoff shorts. I feel like when you're going on a date, it's cool to like show leg if you're covering up the top, or show the top, a little more skin if you're gonna cover up the bottom. Both of these pieces are from Misguided, and I paired it with black accessories, and she popping. All right, babes, so that wraps up this date night makeup look. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure that you give me a big thumbs up, comment below and let me know what you thought. Also make sure that you hit subscribe below if you have not yet, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.